Everyone, today I will talk about avoiding to expose ourselves to the sun via getting sunburns.
Isn't it amazing how something 93 million miles away can be so important to us? It's no wonder that many cultures have idolized the sun as a god. But just like a mythical god, the sun brings both beauty and danger. You may see a tan now, but you could have a burn or premature wrinkling and skin cancer later.
So let me ask you this question. How many of you have already spent more than 2 hours just laying in the sun trying to get a tan? Well, I'm going to prove you that this behavior is not healthy at all and can cause damages to our bodies. First of all, some historical background. Radiation was discovered in the late 19th century. However, people were not initially aware of the damages radiation exposure and radioactive rays can cause to our bodies. In fact, they only knew about its benefits, like the fact that it's good for our mental health or for our sleeping habits, for example. However, before the effects were discovered, a lot of radioactive substances were already marketed by many corporations and physicians. In 1932, a famous American socialite called Eden Byers died after ingesting large amounts of radiation. His death, among of many others, created broad intrigue into these radioactive substances, and they started to become removed from the market. The problem based on the history. After that, the negative effects of radiation were exposed. We discovered that it can cause many dangerous diseases like skin cancer. In fact, about 90% of skin cancers are associated with exposure to UV radiation from the sun. We used to link wrinkles with aging, but in fact, sun exposure is an important factor of the development of these wrinkles and how early they appear. UV light damages collagen and elastic tissue in the skin, so it becomes fragile and it doesn't spring back into shape, causing sagging. And finally, long exposure can have many other bad consequences on our bodies, just like damaging our eyes, heat exhaustion, heat stroke, and sunburn, each one causing different symptoms. Finally, change agents or solution. In order to avoid all these bad consequences, we must, first of all, try to consult a dermatologist, at least one, and use, for example, sunscreen to protect our skin, or lotion in order to prevent it from drying. And most of all, we should expose ourselves to UV lights in limited times. Therefore, all these elements show that UV radiations can indeed affect our health and cause damages to our bodies. So now let me ask you again this question. Would you still expose yourself to the sun for more than